Hey everybody, I'm Sean Ryan, partner and co-founder of R2 Accounting, and this is our 2 cents. On this video and podcast series, the purpose is to get information and experiences to small and medium-sized business owners to help give them some guidance. And these might be experiences that we've come across or those that our customers and peers have come across as well. If you find this informative, feel free to like and subscribe below to get future content updates, and also feel free to leave a comment in the comments section. So with all that said, let's get going. Okay everybody, today on our 2 cents, we're going to be discussing understanding the financial health of your business. This is really made up of 3 pillars, the first of which being the importance of quality bookkeeping. And I already know what you're thinking, bookkeeping, it's not that hard, anybody can do it. But the reality is, this is quite often a very overlooked aspect of financial reporting, and it's definitely not given enough respect. So I want to go over the 5 benefits of the importance of quality bookkeeping and why that'll impact your business in the long run. So the first benefit of quality bookkeeping is that it provides very accurate financial data. Results analysis, operational and financial, is in another session entirely. But if we're going to perform these exercises, the analysis is really only as good as the data that goes into it. So if you just maybe do the bookkeeping yourself or get someone to do it that's maybe less qualified, all that analysis and all those decisions that you're making as a result of that analysis could be very misinformed. Quality bookkeeping ensures the data is there, the integrity is there, and you're really working with something that's allowing you to make smart, well-informed decisions. Okay, the next benefit of quality bookkeeping is that it's going to reduce your audit costs. Depending on the type of business you are operating, you might come into the scenario where you need a review engagement or an audit engagement done. Perhaps a shareholder's asking for it, or you have a bank operating loan and the bank requires it. Either way, you need to get involved with some auditors. And what the auditors are really going to do, they'll perform a number of different procedures, but they're looking to test the validity, whether it be reasonability or plausibility, of the revenues, expenses, and account balances that make up your financial statements. A lot of those procedures involve vouching to specific source documents, so invoices. A quality bookkeeper will ensure that the invoices and other transactions are booked appropriately. This is going to save time not only on your end, but on the auditor's side too. If this isn't done properly, it increases the scope that the auditors have to look at, the number of procedures, the amount of samples being tested. It ends up being a big headache for not only yourself, but the auditors too. And it actually increases costs on both sides. So having a nice clean set of books will ensure that audit's going to go nice and smooth. It'll reduce costs on both sides and everybody will be happy. So the next benefit of quality bookkeeping is reducing your tax filing costs. And when I say that, I'm not just referring to the cost associated with your external accountant to necessarily prepare the tax returns, but I'll get more into that. Tax returns come in different forms, whether we're talking about your corporate tax return, it might be a partnership return, sales tax return, the list goes on. All of the information that goes into preparing these returns is reliant on the quality of the data that's going into them. Again, we're talking about bookkeeping. Now, maybe you're preparing the returns yourself, maybe an external accountant is doing them for you. Either way, having that quality data will ensure that the time you're taking to prepare those is reduced significantly. And if that's on your end, that's great. And if that's on the external accountant's end, that should hopefully mean a lower tax bill for yourselves. From a sales tax perspective, again, every transaction that goes into these returns has an impact on tax. And you want that data to be of a high integrity. Tax returns can be audited by the government at any time. And now this is what I'm getting at when I mean that the cost just isn't limited to your external accountant. If audited, a government auditor or whatever auditor will come in, will look at all of the data, and if they find errors or omissions, significant penalties and late filing fees, etc., whatever, can be imposed on the company. So that's part of the cost. So ensuring that you're ready, at the drop of a hat, the quality is always there, will ensure these costs are reduced. It might ensure less audits in the future. If the government comes in and sees that there isn't many issues with your returns, they probably will target you less for an audit, which is great. Either way, it's all about building that foundation, ensuring that quality is up to a high standard. The next benefit that comes from quality bookkeeping is improving other areas of the business. So this bookkeeping function or role is required, regardless of the business. You need to record the day-to-day transactions. We talked about tax filing requirements, but you might have other regulatory filing requirements as well. So the role is needed regardless of who you get to do it. Now, if you get someone less experienced, what'll happen is you'll be constantly finding problems, locating the source, and then fixing them. And that actually adds a lot of time to the role. Now, if you have someone in there that is experienced, what you're really doing is you're actually being proactive instead of constantly being reactive. Those issues should not be there, or at least be significantly reduced. Now what this does is it actually allows the person responsible for that role to take their skills and implement them into other areas of the business. Now, this could be administratively, it might be updating process documentation, or maybe creating it if you don't have it, templates, other things of that nature. Maybe they are more experienced, and it's going to give that bookkeeper or that role a chance to grow, maybe take on more responsibility. Maybe they start doing some financial analytics or putting processes in place that are geared around that. But what you're really doing is you're starting to take a proactive approach instead of a reactive approach, and that's going to have a huge benefit in other aspects of your business. The last benefit I want to talk about today is enhanced management credibility. So over the course of your business, it's very likely that different stakeholders are going to come to you and they're going to want to look at the books and other data of the business. Sometimes this is called a due diligence process. Whether it be trying to find financing from a bank or other lender, potential investors come in, or maybe someone's looking to buy the business entirely. And again, auditors, this ties into reducing the audit costs and tax filing costs we discussed before. What all those parties are looking for is they want to come in and see a nice, clean, organized, transparent set of transactions, GL. And if they see a lot of adjusting entries, things moving in and out, it's a bit of a red flag. So really having it nice and clean adds to the credibility. It's going to make those processes that you're going through, whether it be a purchase process, a lending process, it's going to make them much smoother, much quicker, and it's also going to enhance the chance of success. So this is why quality bookkeeping, particularly, super important. Management really wants that credibility to get these transactions done. So now that we've gone through the importance of quality bookkeeping, the next question is, when should I start? And of course, the obvious answer is now. There's really a misconception out there that anyone can do this. A lot of times it's the business owner or maybe a spouse. A lot of times it's the cheapest route possible. And the one thing we've seen is that you definitely get what you pay for in that scenario. A lot of business owners will try and do this as cheaply as they can because, again, maybe the function isn't respected as much as it should be. But for all of the risks that we've talked about today, when all those pile up, in the end, you're actually paying more to fix problems and deal with all of these issues than if you had just picked a quality bookkeeper that knows what they're doing right off the start. The other thing I want to mention is that as the business owner, business owners should absolutely not be performing this function. I'm part business owner in R2 Accounting. I'm a CPA CA registered in Canada. I have the ability to do this function, but my job, my responsibility as the business owner is really to look after the growth of this business and the employees that are part of it. I absolutely should not be taking time to do bookkeeping, and neither should you. So if any of this is ringing home, this sounds like it might be you. You're a business owner, maybe you're doing the books yourself, maybe you're not happy with the way they're going. Definitely time to get started now. If you need help with this, please feel free to reach out to us at R2. This is what we do. We'd be more than happy to get you pointed in the right direction. Okay, thanks again for tuning in, everybody. If you found this useful, leave a comment in the comments section below, and as always, like and subscribe to get updates on future content. If you want to reach out to us directly, you can do that at info@r2accounting.com, or feel free to check out our website, r2accounting.com. Again, I'm Sean Ryan, and thanks for watching R2 Cents with R2 Accounting.